Let's talk about a piece of equipment that's probably hiding in your basement right now, working away completely unnoticed. It's your home's secret guardian against a flood. But it has a secret of its own. It doesn't last forever. So today, we're going to figure out exactly how long you can count on it. I mean, really, think about it for a second. When a huge storm rolls in and the rain starts coming down, what is the one thing standing between a nice, dry basement and a total disaster that could cost you thousands? Yep, it's your sump pump. The stakes are just so high for a gadget we almost never think about. And that's really what it is, isn't it? It's the unsung hero of your home. It just sits there quietly in a dark corner, waiting for the one moment it's called into action to save the day. So, yeah, it's your absolute first line of defense. But here's the thing, it's not invincible. And that brings us to the big question we're diving into. How long can you actually rely on this hero to do its job? Let's find out. All right, so let's get right down to it. What is the typical lifespan of a sump pump? Because, just knowing what to expect is the first crucial step in preventing a watery mess. Okay, so first things first, not all pumps are made the same. The two main types you're going to find in a home are either submersible or pedestal. The submersible one, like the name says, sits right down in the water. A pedestal pump is different. Its motor is up on a tall stalk, high and dry above the waterline. And that little design difference, it's key. Because that design difference directly affects how long they live. The submersible pumps, since they're surrounded by water, actually stay cooler and quieter while they work. And because of that, they generally last longer. You're looking at about 8 to 10 years. Pedestal pumps, with their motors out in the open air, tend to have a shorter lifespan, usually somewhere in the 5 to 7 year range. So right off the bat, the type you have matters a lot. So if you're looking for just one simple number to remember from all this, here it is. For most homes, your sump pump is going to last somewhere between 5 and 10 years. But as we're about to see, there's a reason that range is so wide. So let's talk about what can push your pump towards that dreaded 5-year mark instead of the 10-year one. You could almost think of these as the villains, the enemies of your pump that it's fighting every day. There are a few big ones. First up is quality. A cheap pump made of plastic parts just isn't going to last like a heavy-duty one made of cast iron. Then there's usage. If you live in a really rainy area and that pump is kicking on all the time, that constant wear and tear adds up. All that starting and stopping is really tough on the motor. And finally, neglect. If your sump pit is full of dirt and gunk and you never clean or test the pump, well, that's just a recipe for an early failure. But here's the good news. You can absolutely fight back against those enemies. So let's go over a super simple, proactive plan that'll help push your pump toward that full 10-year lifespan. This is your action plan, and honestly, it's really easy. About once a month, just grab a bucket of water and pour it into the pit. You just want to make sure the pump kicks on, does its job, and then shuts off properly. While you're down there, take a quick look and clean any gunk or debris away from the intake screen. Also peek at the pipe outside to make sure it's not clogged with leaves or anything. And last, just jiggle the float switch to make sure it's moving freely and not getting stuck. That's it. Now, if you want that ultimate sleep soundly during a thunderstorm peace of mind, here's a pro tip. Think about getting a battery backup system. Not only does it save you if the power goes out, which, let's be real, is exactly when you need the pump the most, but it also helps share the load with your main pump during really heavy storms, reducing some of that wear and tear. All right, so even if you do everything right, nothing lasts forever. The real key is to recognize the warning signs before it's too late. Think of this as getting critical intel straight from your basement. So, if your pump starts making weird grinding or screeching noises, that is a huge red flag. If it's running all the time, even when the weather is perfectly dry, something's definitely wrong. If it fails that bucket test we talked about, well, that's a pretty clear signal. And of course, if you find yourself having to fix it all the time, or you just notice it's not shooting water out as fast as it used to, it is absolutely time to start looking for a replacement. And that really brings us to the bottom line here. When you look at all the facts, it's clear that putting your money into a good, reliable pump, taking care of it, and maybe adding a backup system, it's just a smart, long-term move for any homeowner. You're not just buying a piece of machinery, you're buying security. So I'll just leave you with this one final thought. You now know how long they last, what can kill them, how to take care of them, and what warning signs to look for. The only real question left is your home's first line of defense actually ready for the next big storm? Might be a good time to go take a look.